Ooh, this is confusing. Oh, jeez, I just left. Well, actually, I showed you the Kadabra that I left. You know, it was Django Unchained. You know what? I forgot to do it. Let's unchain Django, everybody. Goodbye, Django. You're free. And now what was I gonna do? Oh yeah. Look at the picture. Okay, predictions. Because I feel like we're gonna have one-term presidents. Not just two-term. Two-term was nice. Two-term was nice. It worked out. You know, George Washington and his pals, they were pretty cool people. 2 terms, that's fine. But now I think we're gonna have one-term presidents. I don't have a... Oh my god, I forgot about this thing. Goldilocks over here. The completely random, shiny Spearow that I randomly found completely. I think it's like a 1 in 600... No, not 600. 1 in 6,000 chance, which is like, okay, so you bring 6,000 down to, like, 60. So 1 divided by 60%. It's a thing. These moves it actually has are actually very smart, because, like, when I battled Morty, the ghost-type gym leader over in Ekrutik, the Japanese kind of place that I visited there, you know, these games have a lot of character. Oh right, Vance, I forgot about you. Vance, I'll fight you in a second. I just great job on battling that Weepin' Bell. Jinx, my Jinx, Chillery sure knows how to fight those as well. That's what ice does, you know. Ice is dangerous, and so is fire. You know, don't play with fire. Don't play with ice. Get freezer burn or the regular old burn. Cells dying. You don't want that to happen. You know, it literally happens to all cells. Cells, crazy thing, biology stuff. All cells are acting as part of a community, as like individuals. They're like basically individuals that take up energy, use protein to do stuff, you know, move water, move nutrients, whatever. They're neurons, so moving electrical signals. So apparently, like this channel I watch, probably one of my favorites, Game Theory, or Film Theory, this guy MatPat. And he has theories about video games and the movies and whatever, and the TV shows. And he said that, like, the way your brain functions is that it has, wait for it, millions and millions of neurons, and when each one triggers, then you think, oh, I'm thinking of this thing, and I'm thinking of that thing, and I'm thinking of like a million or 100, up to 100 million things in the world. And I'm pretty sure, like, I mean, look at Wikipedia. Wikipedia in English has 5 million. Just 5 million. Just 5, you know, whatever. So, and I mean, if there are 5 million articles on Wikipedia, wow, that's actually a pretty good move. If there are 5 million articles on Wikipedia, then there's surely like 5, like, I don't know. I mean, that's just 20. Again, 1 divided by 20. Okay, let me get back to talking about things. Because I'm thinking of 20, and 20 divided by 5 is 4. Okay, every 4 years, blah blah blah. So, as of late April 2016, 4/24/16. That's today, after the best week of my life, because I'm feeling the utopia going on here. I'm feeling it coming. I have this theory, you know, I told you about all this stuff. So, Trump, Bernie 2016, Then they switch places. Bernie Trump 2020. Try out the democratic socialism stuff, because, it's okay. Then I could run for president as the first 35-year-old president, because I turned 35 in 2024, October 25th. Yes, indeed. So we could test that out, because you have to be 35 to be president. And I plan to be a representative in South Florida, because I'm bringing the whole political revolution thing down here. And I think it's gonna work out. I met some people that have that share values out in the rural areas, and I really like those areas because there's a lot of smart people out there. I tell you what, entrepreneurial people like the Republican candidates, and I mean, come on, all those kinds of people. Yeah, we could set up a utopia. Kind of have. There's like a community called. Believe it or not, it's called Paradise by Dadeland. It's like right north of Dadeland Mall, Miami-Dade, center of Miami-Dade, right next to the Palmetto Expressway. So on the other side of it. A bunch of young people, every single person. I just knocking on doors looking for this location where the senior citizen neighborhood is, turned out to be. I was looking around for like 2.5 hours. And turned out I was in the wrong kind of part of the neighborhood, or the wrong neighborhood in the community. Like, really. Anyways, I was in this, like, it was crazy, honestly. Every other person had a dog, first of all. Then I knock on the doors. They all show up, and most of them are people my age, and I'm pretty sure people with my values. I'm like, hey, I'm looking for such and such location. Can you tell me where it is? And they point me in a direction where they think it is. Even though it's kind of weird. I gotta let Google know. By the way, all these high-tech industries, every single one. You use YouTube, you use Twitch, you use Tumblr, you use Yahoo, Bing, Amazon. Definitely Amazon. I got the Communist Manifesto, or I ordered it from Amazon. I don't know where that package is. It might be just in my closet. I did get the rechargeable battery thing from Best Buy, which it came with like 15% off ink toner, which is nice because I could use some of that. Because I got a lot of printer paper. Oh, it's night. Oh, we hit the sunset. Oh, that's nice. I just noticed that. What was I talking about? Okay. So yeah, I could be the first 33-year-old president. Let's put that theory to the test. The founding fathers said, you know what? Someone 35 years old, I think they got the guts, the ability to become president. Let's put that theory to the test. Who's with me? Who's with me? This Italian, Cuban, German, Eastern European Jewish guy over here. Right over here. New York values, I tell you what. What was I saying? Yeah, I think I'm gonna run for president in 2024, with all the stuff I said. And I think as my VP, I'd either pick Marco Rubio or Elisa Stefanik. Of course, I got the glitches going on. Yeah. So next time is this gym. My Jinx is actually a little bit hurt. Yeah, it has to go back into Pokeball. Is it gonna get better? No, it's gonna get into fade to black mode. So Marco Rubio and Elise Stefanik. They're actually quite representative of their communities. Fancy that. You know, Cuban guy, and I think this girl who's like, is actually the first, like, female representative who's like 30 years old. So that's cool. I could be the first male representative who's 27 years old. How about that? Okay, yeah, just reload the ROM. I think I saved. Did I save? It doesn't really matter. I think I can just reload it. It's fine. I don't need... Okay, everything's fine. Everything absolutely is fine. I don't know why my emulator is glitching out today. So I'd pick like either one of them, and I guess the other one for like Secretary of State or something. I don't know. Then I say it's probably gonna be Marco Rubio and Trump Jr. You know, because Donald Trump has a son, Don Trump Jr. Look him up. Another successful businessman. Probably basically following the footsteps of his father, just like his father before him. You know, you know, you look it up, and it's like the Trump line is like exponentially entrepreneurial. I mean, they all have the spirit, and they're like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna do better than my father, I'm gonna do better than my father, I'm gonna do better than my father. And there you have it. So after Marco Trump Jr., of course, there would be Trump Jr. 2032. It's just a bunch of predictions. You don't have to say I'm wrong, or right, or whatever. Yeah, I'm being manic, I'm being diplomatic, or delirious, you could say. But I have a good feeling about this idea. Say it in the comments if you agree with me or not. And like this video if you like it, I guess. So next time this gym, I saved, right? Okay, let me save state. Save state 1. I think that's good. I like to alternate between 1, 2, and 3. Like Shift F1, Shift F2, or 3, 4, 5. You know. Technology is amazing. You know what? I already did the saves. I'm gonna fly over to the technology is amazing guy, because there's always a technology is amazing guy, even since the original Pokemon game. I'm gonna go out to that guy. I think I'm gonna go to the hometown location. There's always a hometown location, kind of autumn themed like this one, the nice breeze and all that. Yep, the fat guy. Well, in the original games, he's, you know, when you first meet this guy, he'll say, "Oh wow, it's amazing," and I should put away my Paris. I'm recording for 3/4 of an hour. I'm sorry if this is like too long for you. I mean, you know, you can like stop at like 20 minutes in and go take a break or whatever, which you probably did. I don't know. Let me see. Anything else I said? You know, there's already an egg. This is the Togepi egg you get from the professor's aide. You know, funny thing, Togepi is like basically the Pokemon of like happiness and love and stuff. The cute little baby thing hatching out straight out of an egg. And then it becomes a fairy, like a fairy kind of egg thing. And then it becomes like some kind of weird plane. I mean, literally, it's like this flying plane creature that has like incredible magical abilities. Like, it's you know, this game has a lot of roots in like in mythology. That's it. Not just monsters, or not just animals, but mythology, you know? Sure, like there's like things like Weedle and wrong way, Pidgey and Paris. The originals, they were mostly animals and pretty cool, you know? Mushrooms and little caterpillar thing. So, I guess I'll explain this. So, the reason why I started with Cyndaquil is because it learns the Fire-type move at level 10, or level 8 or so, I think. And with that, I could tell, okay, this, I got a Weedle, and now I got a Pidgey. And now I got this unknown because it's Rock-type Hidden Power, which was very good in the second gym, Essential. That attack was good against all three, you know, the Bug type, the Flying type, and the Fire type. Those three that I went by. I have this E, which is Earth Nuts, and then Hulk Hogan over here for a Fighting type Hidden Power, which was actually quite useful in the other gym. So yeah, I'm gonna have them in this order. This one was good in the first gym, very good. You know, using Fire type moves, burning that the guy's big bird, Pidgeotto, that would keep roosting and healing itself. Then you got this thing using its Rock type Hidden Power, because that's what Unknown do. It's weird, you know. They're like these letters and they blast magic that's weird, and yeah, I don't know. Then this one was really good against the third gym. It helped out quite a bit. Fighting type Hidden Power against the Clefairy of the Pretty Girl character. Then this thing, as I mentioned, I actually fought the Spooky Ghost guy with that one, as well as this thing. And then I fought the next gym leader, the Fighting Tough guy, with this thing, because it's a bird and it could fly into him, or just, you know, withstand attacks a lot, I guess. Although Georgie has always been an integral part of my team ever since I got him in like right before the second gym. As you can see, I caught him in Slowpoke well at level 6. This thing still hasn't evolved. That's kind of absurd, but Slowpoke is an okay thing, so whatever. It's a tank. And now this thing is going to be really good at the 7th gym. I mean, the 8th gym. And I don't really remember what the 7th gym was like. I think it was a pretty good team effort. So there you have it. And I am going on basically 50 minutes. So let me just summarize everything. We are in the 2010s, 2010 to 2019, because, you know, it's going to take a few years to get all the deals done. Trump Bernie 2016, because, you know, Bernie could really do well as the VP. You know, he presides over the Senate. He's like, hey guys, how you doing? Oh hey McCain, how are you doing? You helping out your veteran pals? Good for you. Hey, people from Senator from New York, or Senator from Florida, or whatever. How are you doing? How's the family? How are the kids? Oh, that's so nice. And all that. And that could kick off a nice sort of thing where, as I said, instead of two terms fine, but one-term presidents would be even better, especially, you know, multiple different kinds of values. We could test out different theories. That would be really cool, right? And smart stuff. You know, it was kind of smart with, like, you know, George Bush, oh dear God, the terrorists are going to blow us up. Mr. We gotta kill the terrorists. And then Obama, Mr. Okay, yeah, we gotta kill the terrorists, and also I support you. And he was kind of, his second term, he kind of became like one of those Soviet types, you know, getting into war and sort of pinning us against each other, like middle class versus poverty class. Oh, I want my healthcare, but I want my healthcare, it's too expensive. it's absurd, you know, but luckily it's gonna be fixed. Both Trump and Bernie want to fix it and replace it, get something that isn't so profit incentivized, because that's the big thing, you know. The big fat CEOs, they for some reason, crony capitalists, crooked crony capitalists, this is a funny term. These people who are like, oh my god, I can get like $5 million from Goldman Sachs if I do this thing that's super easy, this one policy. And I'm like, why you gotta do that? You don't have to do that. What would you do with $5 million, honestly? I mean, the question is usually, what would you do with $1 million? Because if you invest that in like even 1% investments, you could probably just live out your life in this society, and that's totally fine off like 1% interest rate, which, funny enough, is the thing that I find really nice about this new bank, Ally Bank. You put money into your savings account, you get a flat, nice, solid 1% interest rate. Not bad at all. It kind of goes against, it kind of matches the inflation rate, sort of, and it kind of I just realized, like, the whole dragon thing. You know, the thing about dragons is that in my very favorite game, I started playing it like a week ago, or 2 weeks ago, I don't really remember. Actually, it was a Friday, so it was like 10 days ago, like a couple days after I got my wisdom teeth pulled, like 10 days ago. Which, funny enough, is really coming along nicely. Like, everything's on schedule. Like, 3 days later, the pain is bearable. I don't really need my pain pills. 3 days after that, then the blood clotting's done, so there's almost no pain. And then over this past week, you know, this week, you know, from like the next 6 days, I'm feeling my gums coming back to fill in the void. And then when that's all done, after that week, then bone is gonna set up there to replace those teeth. It's a really good system, you know, it's a really community-oriented system. That's all the organs working together. It's like, oh man, we lost the things. Okay, you know what, just replace them. Just replace them with some bone, we'll be fine, whatever. I made a saves, right? Yeah. Point is that communities are good. That's the conclusion. Communities are good. You know, you look at the best philosophers ever. You know, the Hebrew guy Moses, thousands of years ago. Jesus Christ, oh my God, Jesus Christ, 2,000 years ago. And then, I mean, come on, the guy's influence, it at least spanned 100 years. You gotta respect that. That's a revolution, if I ever saw one. A good one, you know. And, you know, it made sense, because it was in the peak of the Roman Empire, and the Roman Empire was pretty good. Pretty nice and socialist, if you ask me. And then there was, Shakespeare. Crazy thing, Shakespeare died like yesterday, 400 years ago. April 24 or April 23. Look it up. And then I think like some other time recently, like some other like 100 or 50 or whatever years ago, I looked it up. There's Roald Dahl in there, and then Dr. Seuss. I think actually they died like pretty soon. Before I was born, like in the 1990, basically, which is kind of funny, you know, because they're my favorite childhood short story writers. And then there's like I mentioned Shakespeare. Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love some Shakespeare? Adam Smith. You know the guy. He's like the progenitor of American values. He really is. Look him up. He was like in the 18th century, so like right before the American Revolution. So the revolutionaries are like, oh man, this Adam West guy is pretty smart. Let's do this thing. And then we got Karl Marx, and everyone's all of a sudden like, oh my god, this makes sense. And then the crooked crony capitalists come into power. They ruin everything, and they conquer the world, and everything's horrible for like 100 years. The 20th century pretty much sucked because everyone was against everyone at some point or one point or another. And now we're in the 21st century, and we've passed the 21st century breakdown. My heart was once... I once was lost, but quote-unquote never was found, you know. Funny thing is that Green Day was... I find that, like, a lot of the people in California have this sort of, like, really progressive, even like, Nostradamus levels of insight, you know. But while Green Day... By the way, both Green Day and Smash Mouth, the All-Star guys, both of those alternative rock bands, they're from the San Francisco area, the metropolis. Green Day is like from like the eastern corner of like that big bay delta thing that it's in. And then there's in San Jose, there's San Jose, there's the Smash Mouth. You know, I imagine there's some kind of differences there, because Green Day was kind of pessimist about this whole thing, while Smash Mouth was optimistic about this whole thing. Look at Green Day, two albums, great albums, got everything like predicted down. Green Day, 21st Century Breakdown, and the other guys, the Smash Mouth, what is that? Greatest Hits. All-Star Greatest Hits. Basically growing off of All-Star, and it's kind of like a progression kind of their history, I guess. There's also, you know, television is going through this whole political revolution too. Oh, by the way, there's Hollywood. I mean, it's obvious. Marvel movies, Leonardo DiCaprio, of course, Hollywood. But it's in TV too. You know, there are shows like Rick and Morty, cartoons even. Rick and Morty, the early episodes of SpongeBob, although maybe some new ones might be like that too, you know. Because SpongeBob is kind of having this phase where, like, it's just focusing on gross out humor that doesn't really hit. Even though it kind of makes sense, but I mean, really, it's gross. So there's that, SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents. You know, a lot of the cartoons when I was a kid, and a lot of the cartoons these days, the Adventure Times, the regular shows, the Ugly Americans, which only had like 2 seasons so far, I think, which sucks, although they might have like some kind of app or video game, I don't know. Did I mention that Dark Souls 3 is my favorite video game? I didn't. I think it's really symbolic. Look at this, look at that trailer, it's one of my favorite videos. Dark Souls 3 Kingdom Fall. And also, if you want, you can look at the full lyrics of that alternative rock song. 3 things, basically a lot of cartoons that are really, really good these days. I think okay, now I can conclude by saying, guys, seriously, I mean, without the Cuban American community, I wouldn't have realized all this. Keep that in mind. You know, there's every cloud has a silver lining. and communities are awesome. And now, with that, I'm going to stop at 1 hour. 2, 1.